So looking for Ronin?
No, something else I need for, but it's later. Okay, number 4. I did have it as this guy slash someone else, but I changed it and put that someone else as number 2 because it was like the other, and I'll get to it later. But the someone else was going to be either 4th. He could be 1, but because it's like unstable, he's 4. But okay, so number 4, I have a Silver Surfer because of the instability. It's like we don't really know how powerful he is. We know he's really powerful, but at the same time, we know that he's shown tendencies to be a bit of a pushover. So it's like, okay, well, how do we know? How do we know he doesn't get summoned to this tournament and he's not disoriented by it and like doesn't want to fight until he knows what's going on and he gets taken out by someone by then? You know what I mean? Like Hulk, you know, or not Hulk, but he would know Hulk obviously, but you know what I mean? Like some of
he
these
wouldn't
things.
mess around there.
And yeah, he would just take the Hulk out. But so that's my reason for that is because of he's too like he's super powerful. Like power incarnate, but he seems to be on a scale of whether he uses it or not.
Yeah, like good day or bad day.
Yeah, so it's like, you know, it's like a really like talented artist. Like, oh yeah, they may be the best, but you never know if they're gonna get out of bed and come to the show or not. So that kind of thing. So I don't have him higher, even though power wise he's probably higher. It's like, well, what good is the power if you don't necessarily use it? Like even in these other lists that showed it, like even the list where it showed him as number 1, it was like, oh, because he would stand there for an hour and do nothing while the person like depleted their like resources. What idiot stands there for an hour? Like he is very inquisitive. Like I have seen a lot of stuff. I'm not a huge fan of him.
It's almost like that curious, almost like the Watcher.
Almost like
super powerful. Yeah. But sometimes he just stands there and watches you and laughs in your face, which is it's intimidating and like what do you call it? To where if you're doing everything you got and he's just like,
you know. Plus another weakness too is, I mean, if Doom has taken his powers several times, like what's to argue that some of our other magical characters couldn't? You know what I mean?
Well, it's the kind of thing of, is there anything Doom can't do?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
like,
he's tough.
So what if, you know, like some like, okay, so
he's stolen the power of Odin too.
Much has transpired since you were last on Earth. Mankind did its best to defend itself against Doom. But even their greatest weapons were as nothing before Doom's power. The heroes of your world also tried to stop Doom, and paid the ultimate price. To corrupt. And with this discovery, Doom began corrupting your entire world.
Remember, I mean, it's not canon, but he did it.
Yeah, it's counts in from the game. So, but yeah, like I said, so what if like one of the other, like Doctor Strange, is he on your list at all?
No.
Well, like, you know, what if another character? I don't know, just he's too much like. If he acted more, if he did more, you know what I mean? Like if we could see him do more, but he's very much.
He's one of those characters you call on when you're in trouble.
Yeah, and like it said, like they gave that reference of one time he's like beating these like two characters, the strength of Galactus, and another time he's getting Kato. How many times has he been like either defeated or detained from accomplishing his mission by the Fantastic Four? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
I know he was taken down by Thanos, but Thanos was practically power incarnate. But he was
that's like
him
supposed to be
and
more
Galactus were both taken down by Thanos during the Annihilation. So
you know, and another big advantage he has is, you know, he can be in space. Well, if he fights not in space, what does that matter? You know.
One of his things is he can move fast, but if you're in
a smaller area, like compared to Superman's speed would be good because he can dart and move, but Silver Surfer flies.
On a surfboard.
And now, if he loses his surfboard,
surfboard,
doesn't he lose some of his power, or just his flying ability?
I think he loses a small percentage.
A percentage. So, like, if he gets separated from it, like, so there's a lot of ifs, like in a short, kind of quick thing. No advantage he does have is he's generally not used to having a lot of prep time. He generally, I think, is used to just like all of a sudden being in the middle of a situation. I don't know why I'm snapping all of a sudden.
I don't know. Maybe
but anyways, that's why I don't have him
off the camera, and so you have to have it audibly noticed.
Yeah, maybe that's why I don't have him a little bit higher. Is I agree with that one. I don't remember. I think it was the other list. I agree with it that he's too inconsistent to really. Like, that's why they didn't have him as number one, is because he was too... And so I'm like, you know what? I buy that. I like your argument. I'm going to use it myself.
We're on number 4 right now?
Yeah, I just did my number 4.
Okay. Silver Surfer is also my number 4.
Oh, okay.
For the same reason, the reason why I put him above Captain Atom is because he uses the power cosmic, and you just suck up all of Captain Atom's power.
Oh, yeah, he would be... Yeah. Captain any 100% energy-based character would be powerless against him.
Yeah, he would just soak it right up and then...
Now, the question is, I gotta research that whatever energy, like, because if it's like a supernatural energy, I don't think he'd be able to absorb it. Because there's a difference between, because cosmic power is still based in the realm of physics. If it's something supernatural, like Supergirl, not the current Supergirl, but the old Supergirl, she had angelic fire she could shoot from her eyes. I don't think Silver Surfer could touch that. Because it's angelic based, and it's not even magical. It's like heavenly, you know what I mean? And of course, it's made up, but you know what I mean.
It's not real, yeah. The thing about that though is a lot of characters that can absorb stuff, they have the ability to redirect what they can't absorb.
No, but I'm saying I don't think he could. I don't think he'd be able to touch it at all in terms, because if it's out of the realm, compared to like, well, what about the magic of Thor? Well, I really like in the trailer for the new Thor movie where he says. What you guys call science or we call magic, they're the same thing. You know, it's obviously not always the exact same thing.
Yeah,
but how it's similar. So like, there's a difference
between call scientists, magicians, and they used to burn them at the stake.
Compared to a lot of Thor's magic is really just
physics,
more like breaking physics or doing bending. So like compared to like if it's like actual. Like supernatural energy, like from Spawn or something. I don't know for sure, but I would put my money on the fact that Silver Surfer probably can't. Just like Superman's vulnerable magic, I think that Silver Surfer wouldn't be able to control supernatural energy. I don't know that. I'm just making that up, but I would say that sounds pretty good. It sounds good if it's accurate or not. So I'm anxious to my like. 1 and 2, because I think they're going to be... I mean, no matter what, 1 and 2 is going to be pretty controversial, because it's like how you pick the most... Stop looking!
I can't read it.
Okay, so who is your... No, it would be my third.
Yeah.
Okay, I have as number 3 Thor. Basically, I'm going to go with what they said before. You know, he's about the same strength as Superman, he's about as tough as Superman, and his hammer has about the power of Silver Surfer. So to me, it's like, okay, yeah, I'm going to say this. He's not quite as strong as Superman, and he's not quite as tough as Superman, and his hammer's not quite as good as Silver Surfer. But you put those 3 together, it doesn't matter.
It's the balance. It's one thing to be super strong, but if you can't move fast, somebody's going to take it.
And if his hammer was energy-based, I would say Superman would still beat him. It would be one of those where he like passes out at the end, but because it's magical-based, Superman's only going to be able to take... anywhere from, I'm going to guess, 4 to 6 hits from not just the regular hammer hit, but like, the energy. I'm going to guess based off of, since we're basing him off of that movie, because that's a pretty good representation of where I think his power is down in the comics, I'm guessing that Superman can take, at max, half a dozen hits, magical energy hits, before his heart just stops. And he just dies. So that's why, otherwise I would say, yeah, Superman would have it over Thor, because he's definitely faster. He's more versatile, and he's going to be a little bit stronger and a little bit tougher. And even if not tougher, I'm going to say for sure he's got to be a little bit stronger. But that hammer, you know, it's magical. Like Superman,
it's
no contest.
It's the ace
like
in
said,
the hole for him.
He's only going to be able to take a couple hits.
Yeah.
That would be horrible. She's pretending like she's going to kick the camera.
Yeah.
Okay.
So now we're on 3 still?
Yeah, so you're third.
My third is the Incredible Hulk.
You have us 3.
I put him in 3, and I put him above Silver Surfer, even though we talked about how powerful he is because of inconsistency on Silver Surfer's point. And because, like, the ceiling thing. When there's no ceiling, you can go as high as you want. And when he's...
Remember what I was telling you the other day?
Yeah.
About how... Okay, because, you know, Doomsday's kind of like DC's Hulk. And I was telling you about there was a storyline, and it was a real storyline. It wasn't just something made up, to where they had this guardian to defeat him that was like Silver Surfer. It was like an energy being, like they turned him into pure energy. So it wasn't the exact same, but it was pretty similar. Like he's incredibly powerful because he's pure energy. You know, he's like basically unbeatable. Well, Doomsday basically severed his body, which broke the stream of energy. So what's to argue that Hulk couldn't do that to Silver Surfer? Like he's like was able to. I guarantee you, within the first half hour of the fight, Hulk's gonna get mad at that stupid board, and he's gonna separate him from the board. And he's going to lose some of his power.
Break it over his knee.
And he's going to lose some of his power, and he's going to lose his flight advantage. And at that point, honestly, I think that he's going to wear him down.
Yeah, it's going to look like a bowl of mashed potatoes.
Because at what point, like, I don't know, I'm just going to, like, what if you ripped him in half, wouldn't that disrupt, like, the cosmic energy or something?
I don't know what would happen. It's never happened.
I know, but I think if anyone's going to rip Silver Surfer in half, it's going to be the Hulk.
And with everyone else that I have below this on the list, if they're not, especially the ones that are not invulnerable, like Nova and Green Lantern, he could kill them easily.
Is Hulk vulnerable to magic?
I don't know.
He would have to be, I would think.
Like they've shown him vulnerable to like mind tricks with magic, but in things like Planet Hulk, and when Bruce Banner's mind is still intact, those wouldn't be able to work on him. So I don't know. There's a little inconsistency there. But he could, if he can't go toe-to-toe for a long, long time, he would be able to beat just about everyone else below.